So this is going to be part 2 of my last video where I was going over the Locs and characters like Izumi who you feel are ethnically mixed with black or black coded, even though we know they're not. We just get that feel because of the vibe they bring, because we see that in ourselves. Whereas we do have characters like Piccolo, Knuckles, Metabee, and then possibly Mewtwo who are indeed black coded. I say Mewtwo because of how he was moving through the movie. But then you have those who are physically indigenous, brown skinned black people, and their hair types show that, even with the detail in their hair, like with Toes and Kisame, Keys and Toze, you know what I mean.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Characters who are some ethnicity of black and or mixed with it, and their hairstyles fit that because it's part of the culture and it's detailed. But then you have some people say, oh, well, that's a tan. Look, we have characters like Marlin, who are proven to have a tan. Miss Nagato, who is proven to have a tan. These are tans. But then you have the ambiguously mixed people. This is their natural skin tone. Even B might be mixed, but I'm not sure because we never see her parents. Then we have Aola from the Dressrosa arc in One Piece, who has been shown to be mixed. And, hey, it's not hard to see. Also, Hachin, what's her name? Moreno's. Hachin Moreno's from Michigo and Hachin, also a mixed person. The blackness in anime has been shown, so cope with it. Which is exactly why, in the beginning of this video, I wanted to cover the characters who are ambiguously mixed with some form of blackness and who are adjacent to black culture, whether it be from America or other places. Because a lot of you like to play a little color code game like, oh, they're not black, it's a tan. You know damn well you still see us as brown skin as black. Stop it. I hate when y'all do that, especially in the anime community. People will try to do that to their fullest and then get mad when you prove them wrong. And you know what? I love to see that every time. And that's why I made this video. And I'm happy this woman over here covered the difference of Locs, because a lot of y'all like to act like you don't know.
However, listening to me is not a substitute for listening to black people talk about black culture and should not be treated as such. Locks are formed by strands of coily hair locking into place around each other. With different styling and maintenance methods, the hair can form styles from freeform locks to sister locks and everything in between. They are one of many ways to protect coily hair from damage and breakage. Coily hair can be extremely delicate with very fine strands, and the belief that it is always coarse.
And as I said in the previous video, if you like her content, go give her a follow, because she's real cool, down to earth, and she seems to know a lot of history. So yeah, definitely give her a like and follow. But back to the main topic. So now that I've got the mixedness of actual mixed characters in anime who have blackness, whether it be from Africa or where else, I want to touch on the Gongoro style. So the Gongoro style was a style in Japan, or a fad that was about the late 90s, early 2000s, where Japanese women would go around tanning themselves or getting spray tans to appear darker skin. And I'm guessing to embrace that, even though Japan still has policies kind of against that now, which is crazy. But as you see, Jesse and James embraced the Gongoro style when they wanted to scam Ash. And here's some pictures of some actual Japanese women doing the Gongoro style, which it wasn't bad until you got to the spray-ons, and the spray-ons were horrible. They look almost adjacent to blackface, like really, really bad. Overly done. But Japan has always acknowledged its indigenous roots and or indigenous people around the world with brown or black skin, especially with Miracle being representative of the Ainu, who are darker skinned Japanese people naturally, and Disney with Princess Kita, which nobody ever questioned why the Atlanteans were dark skinned. But also the blackness in Asian culture, or dark brownness. Prime example, Acnologia. Now, Acnologia, just like Yoruichi, is more so of the blackness in Asia with the Indians, because people like to adjacent him and her to the African blackness, but that's not the same. It's still blackness, but different regions, you feel me? And before you come here crying about, the Egyptians weren't black, you're right. After certain times of colonization, they became more brown, which aren't most so-called black people brown anyways. Yeah, so go ahead and cope with that. Egypt is still in Africa, therefore still African. It's okay. And also big respect to Kazuki Takahashi for painting the indigenous people of Egypt how they actually looked after a few dynasties, because yes, they were actually black-skinned people, but after mixing in with other tribes inside Africa and outside, they did become more of a lighter bronze, brown shade of tone. So big respect to him for doing that, because I also noticed a lot of mangaku, when they do animes outside of their culture, they like to be historically accurate, which is also a big respect and nod to him, because I wish America would do that, but we're still not there. But now that's out the way, Let's touch on the characters who are adjacent to many of the black cultures that exist. Piccolo, of course, we know that Africa. Sonic, Knuckles, Sonic the mixed quirky guy, Knuckles, Rastafarian Caribbean black culture, Metabee, heavily black American culture, we know that. And Mewtwo, I would say, a little bit of all in between, seeing how he was moving. I'll go into detail about that later. But I'm gonna start with Piccolo, the main man himself, the Piccolo's not black, he's green, the Namekian, super Namekian, special beam cannon user, whatever you wanna call him, or as everyone else knows him as, Uncle Piccolo, because this guy literally raised 3 generations of Saiyans, or as we know him in the movie as Light Skin Piccolo, and later on Strong Chin, Chad, Orange God Key, Shinron Piccolo, whatever you want to call him, but Orange Piccolo works. And before y'all come here crying about that, like I said, he's not black, he's green. Piccolo and the Namekians themselves are based on indigenous African culture, whether it be the Islamic Moors or Northern Africans to begin with. Here are pictures of them in their cultural attire, so please don't come here crying about that. And yes, that was Malcolm X in the other photo, so if you were wondering if that was him or not, it was him. He wasn't cosplaying. That was him on a trip to Mecca. But aside from that though, we've been saying this for the longest with Piccolo. All people had to do was Google, but they don't want to because people like to not understand it when it's adjacent to some black culture, but when it's other cultures, then they understand. Ha ha ha. Funny, right? But we've been known this. Now I'm gonna touch on Sonic. I hadn't planned on bringing him up, but because he was in the picture with Knuckles, I'm gonna talk about Sonic's adjacent to black culture, more specifically black American culture, and his voice acting first. So of course, if you weren't aware, real fans have always known this. Jahil White was the first American voice actor for Sonic the Hedgehog in this series Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Underground. And he said himself he didn't want Sonic to sound too black, but he also didn't want to make him sound like real suburban white. So he gave him a bit of a mix. He gave him a bit of that Urkel flavor and a little bit of that Stefan flavor. That's why he acts the way he acts in the cartoon series, with that quirky, smooth, laid back, funny personality, but not too over the top. And if you get a chance to go back and watch the 1996 OVA that came out in Japan first, you can see that they heavily imbued his personality with the black American culture, especially his persona, his big brother role towards Tails, and just how smooth he is with it. That all comes from the 1992 series that first came out in Japan. And just go back and look at pre-teen Sonic to teen Sonic and just look at how he changed over the years, especially when Sonic Adventure came out. That's all B-Boy stance right there, heavily influenced by black American culture, all the way from Sonic Adventure to Sonic 02. Even in Sonic Riders, the B-Boy stance is still there. A-Hard shows this as well. And as I said, the 02 artwork really emphasized the B-Boy stance of Sonic. That is heavily adjacent to black American culture. So our influence in anime has always been there. Even to this day, when Sonic has fan art made of him, it's influenced by black American culture. His attire, everything. Graffiti style is all. That all comes from us. And nobody can say that it doesn't. I'm gonna play a clip of Sonic's DJ in just a minute.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling the love.
You feel the glove, love. But what's your name?
Gary Payton, but they call me the glove.
How you feeling tonight?
Yo, I'm feeling the love.
Feel the love, glove.
Sonic. Yo, Sonic. Man, stay off the light speed.
My bad.
Sonic Adventure on Sega Dreamcast. It's thinking.
And I'm glad that over the years, that has been emphasized that Sonic has a love for DJing and breakdancing. A lot of people don't realize that, but it's always been there. And I'm also glad that that little Easter egg was included in the Knuckles series and in the Sonic movie, the live action that just came out. So that just proves the point as well that without us, America would be boring, but it also proves the fact we influence so many other cultures as well. And also, if you didn't know, Sonic Prime's voice actor is D-Mac Jr. He is the voice of current Sonic. I don't know who the next one's gonna be, but he's done a good job in Sonic Prime, which I didn't even know that's how I Googled it. And I also didn't know that he played a lot of characters that I was highly unaware of. So he has a wide range, which is good for him. So big ups to D-Mac Jr. But this video became a little longer than I expected, and I don't want it to be too long. So of course, I'm gonna make a part 3. In a part 3, I'm gonna touch on Knuckles adjacent to blackness, which is the Caribbean culture in Jamaica, aka the Rastafarian culture, which we can clearly see on his shoes. So that's another character that I'm gonna touch on. They're adjacent to blackness. So Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and let me know what you guys think on this video. With that being said, hey, you guys have a good one. Be safe. Much love. Anime and Vibes out.